Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts Reviews and Off Times Reminiscences. At least I think I do. Anyway, today, La Torture Des Ténèbres, or something of that nature. A band from quite a while ago now. It's surprising how long ago this was. How time flies. You know, as you get older, time flies quicker. It's like you've got to get much more done as you get older to beat the Reaper. So anyway, upon first hearing this artist, whether you liked it or not, you couldn't fail to be blown away, either positively or negative, and in my case positively. So let's have a little listen to see why it had the effect it did. So those of you that know this artist will probably have no problem recalling the artwork for the works they've provided us with, and this one is a spacey theme, but it's still like a spacey theme from what was envisaged in the 20s and 30s, and other album covers depict buildings in the sort of Metropolis, the film Metropolis style, sort of Art Deco, Art Nouveau, whichever it is, or some other form of architecture. But nonetheless, it depicts the sort of futuristic as seen by people in the 20s and 30s, and rather neatly, the music does, for me, impart a similar sort of feeling. It has got that sort of look to the future from the past sense of it. And of course, the first thing that really grabs you is the overblown nature of the production. It is sort of, I won't say an echo, an overblown echo of music, but it's not. It's because it hasn't got that echoiness to it. But it's as if you've got a big space, but it's rather than an echo in there, they filled it full of they possibly can, and then sort of, I don't know, overemphasised everything yet again, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So one of the things about this artist is that they are on the cusp of noise, particularly in the percussive aspect. The sort of percussion, be it drums and bass or just drums alone, reminds me of a freight train going through a wind tunnel. Really, it's that rumble and roar of air that wind tunnels presumably provide. There's a dichotomy of that with the sort of brittle, stabby guitar, which sort of, as I say, is probably what draws it back away from the it's being further down the noise spectrum. But it is, in many ways, an uncomfortable listen. Very often I mention that certain music sort of I can drift off to, even fairly abrasive music I can drift off to. I don't think I ever have done to this when I've listened to it. I've got how many albums have I got? I've got at least 2 of the albums that this artist has produced. Probably 3 I think. But anyway, what was I say? Bum 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 bum. Train of thought. Yeah. So yeah, I've never been able to drift off with this particular artist. As I say, which is unusual for me. Even when I'm dog tired, I've never been able to drift off to it. I'm about to shed a tear of nostalgia because there is a sound that comes to the fore every now and again. It's a bit like a distorted steel drum sound. Now, many moons ago, I used to work down a coal mine, and if you have, or you've ever seen a film of such with reasonable audio, you may have remember or seen the procession of empty mine tubs or carts being dragged in or out of a mine, underground that is, not on the surface. And because of the nature of the tunnels, those tubs used to make that particular sound. And much as working down a coal mine is a shit job, no matter how much they pay you, you can still feel nostalgic about aspects of it, and that sound has brought back memories, which is a good thing, isn't it? Because my memories are hard to come by nowadays. I have to dig deep and rummage around to try to find them. So thank you for that. It's interesting, the depiction there, whether it's meant to represent a drawing from 100 years ago, whether it actually is an illustration from 100 years ago. That is really what artists or science fiction writers, whatever you, thought where we would be at now as far as space travel is concerned. You know, off planet, space stations, but amongst the stars, and of course we're nowhere anywhere near that now. Even when I was young and you had Star Trek and the like, there was a realistic expectation even then that by now we would be out there amongst the stars. Just goes to show physics is a bastard when it comes to space exploration. It does bring me to the fact that because I have highlighted the track from the album and I'm playing it, the lyrics are in front of me, and I've said time and time again I'm not really interested in the lyrics, and haven't been for a very long time. However, as I'm listening to the music, I am reading what is in front of me, and I can say that it's well worth you having a read of them too, because they do stimulate thought as to things, so give them a go. This is the last song on the album, so you can be forgiven for the long drift out. The cave dogs want to express their opinion too, and who am I to stop them? So there you go. Quite a abrasive sound. As I say, it keeps you from drifting too much away. Me anyway. But it does mean that it forces you to listen a bit more maybe than you would do, and you do pick out nuances every time you listen to it, and music and art in general should be a challenge at times, and for me that is a challenge, far more challenging listens to be had, but those far more challenging listens tend not to engage. I get bored with them. There is a limit to what I'm prepared to listen to, but yes, every now and again I remember I've got this, or when I'm scrolling down my collection on Bandcamp, I come across the 2 or 3 albums that I have of this artist, and I listen again, and every time there's something fresh to behold. So there you go. I wonder what they're doing now. It was a while ago, and it is a very new, unique sound the artist has, so it'd be a shame if they have moved on to something new or aren't providing music with equal worth, even if it sounds different. Anyway, clicky bollocks, catch you all next time. Cheerio.